Turkey's President Tayyip Erdogan has spoken about his country's efforts to prevent rising tensions between the US and Iran from escalating into a regional conflict. Erdogan emphasized that Turkey is doing everything it can to keep the situation from spiraling into chaos. He praised the ongoing diplomatic efforts between the US and Iran, calling them positive. Erdogan also suggested that talks at the leadership level between the American and Iranian presidents would be a valuable next step, following the lower-level discussions that have already taken place. According to his office, Erdogan believes that higher-level talks could bring out more significant progress in easing tensions and finding common ground between the two nations. We are now being joined by Saul Sadka, joining us from Tel Aviv, who's a political commentator. Thank you so much for joining us here on NewsX World today. What role can Turkey realistically play in preventing the US-Iran tensions from escalating into broader regional conflict?
Nothing. There's nothing that Turkey can do to stop the conflict. The Iranian regime has been saying for more than 47 years now, death to America, and they're not joking about that. And now they are surrounded by American military assets in all directions. Firing squad has been lined up all around them, of some of the most powerful military equipment ever invented. And there is nothing that can be done by Turkey to stop that happening. The only people that can stop the tension from rising up to the level of war between Iran and the United States right now are the Iranians. The Iranians essentially have to capitulate to the United States' demands. They have to hand over their remaining nuclear material and equipment. They have to dismantle most of their missile program that threatens the entire region. And they have to stop funding their proxies. And unless they do that, my guess is we are going to see some kinetic activity within the next few weeks. And Turkey certainly can't be of help in this.
And does Erdogan's call for higher-level US-Iran talks signal growing regional frustration with lower-level diplomacy? And what impact could this have on future negotiations that we know are going to happen, especially on tomorrow?
Well, there's no particularly higher level that it could be done with. You're talking about Witkoff and other people that are in constant communication with the President of the United States. You can't get higher level than that unless the President would come himself, and that's certainly not going to happen. And in any case, the Iranians don't seem serious. Just as you mentioned just before, they have just taken control of 2 foreign tankers off their coast and captured their crews. That is casus belli. If you have ever heard of one, that would certainly be it. They are playing a very dangerous and stupid game, and they are probably about to find out the results of that game in the very near future, is my guess. And these talks, unless they agree to the essentially capitulation demands of the United States, which, while some in the Iranian regime might want to do, most likely they actually practically can't because of the religious madmen in their midst who would rather go down with the ship. Unless they agree to those terms, which they probably can't, for practical reasons, they are going to get bonked by the American Navy that are sitting off their shore. And that will be the final end of the Iranian nuclear program and the missile program. And if the regime can continue to limp on after that, perhaps for a few years, is very likely. But once they have no further deterrent, eventually that is the end of them, because they've got no economy and no deterrent and a very angry and resentful population.
Thank you. Please don't go too far, as we will be back.